grandi en voyant ma mère porter ce sublime caftan. Elle en avait d'autres, mais il y en avait un qui était particulièrement beau.
Writing process is a very intense process for me to begin with. So writing the script is always a process that takes a lot from me. It's a moment I love, the writing, and the one of the moments I fear the most is always casting. When we move to casting, it's for me very tricky because it's giving flesh to characters that I have only imagined and that I have been living with for months and months and months, and with whom I have a very intimate relationship with, although they don't necessarily exist. So trying to find the actors and actresses will give them flesh is always very challenging for me. When I was writing, Lubna Zaba was always on my mind for the part of Mina. So at least that was that. I knew that Lubna was going to play the part of Mina because that really knew for me that the Mina I was looking for, I would be able to find in Lubna Zaba. She's an incredible actress, very talented, and I mean, you'll see her in the film. She's incredible. And for Ayoub and Saleh, I opened the casting. So I looked for these both parts for a long time. When I came across Ayoub, I was very touched by his talent, by his passion, because he had not acted before, but there was something very passionate about his relationship to acting, and that touched me, and that made me want to dig more. So we met a few times. We tried out scenes. We talked a lot about the characters. I talk a lot with the actors as well. That's very important for me, that there is a real understanding of the parts that they're going to act. Nabil doesn't give me instructions. Nabil is the most caring, beautiful, I don't know even know how to describe it in words. Nabil has always been there for me from the very beginning that I started making my films, pushing me to really tell the stories I wanted to tell, accompanying me at every different step. I've been very inspired by Nabil's work since always. The first Moroccan film I ever watched was Alizawa, and this was a wake-up call for me because I realized that there was another Morocco that I didn't know existed, that there was things that were important socially to talk about as well, that there was human beings that I had not seen before, and this was a real seed that was ingrained in me, and that later when I started making films I realized how important it had been, this first contact with Ali Zawa, even before I knew Nabil. And so yeah, Nabil has been above all an inspiration for me, always giving me advice, always keeping a good distance, the right distance, because he is a filmmaker as well, because he is a director, never being careful not to take over my space as a director, but as a producer, always giving me the right advice and always making sure that I get to make the film I want to make.
As a producer, I was attracted by Maryam's talent. She's very gifted. She's very gifted as a storyteller. Her story is absolutely beautiful, and it has an history. It doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from her mother's kaftan that she gave her when she was a little girl, and she grew up with that, and I love that idea. And also, she's very gifted as a director, directing her actors and actresses, and she proved it in Adam. Adam worked very well all over the world, and it gave me the hope that she could do better with this film, and that's what she did actually. The Blue Kaftan is a gem. It's a beautiful movie. It opened in Cannes Film Festival last year. It was shortlisted for the Oscar as a Moroccan entry, which is the first time in the history that there's a Moroccan director shortlisted in the Oscar. It won more than 35 prizes all over the world. It has been released in several countries, and it worked. It has been successful everywhere. So as a producer, I'm very happy to produce Maryam, and I think Moroccan audience is ready today. Moroccan audience is more mature than we think. This film, of course, could not be seen by anyone. Like everywhere, there are some restrictions. Here in Morocco, it's 16 years old, and it's good that the audience knows that. But I think, generally speaking, the majority of the audience in Morocco is very ready to see some movies like The Blue Kaftan, which are tackling some issues that are very important for the society, once again, not only in Morocco, but worldwide. So it's time for The Blue Kaftan.